Hi guys, welcome to Unreal Engine Game Mechanics video tutorials series. In this video, we are going to understand how to build top-down game character from scratch step by step. So let's get started. I double click on Epic Games Launcher. I click on Launch. I click on New Project. I select blank and then I give the name top-down character project. I click on Create. You can see top-down character project got open. I'm going to create a new level. I say File, New Level, Basic, Create, File, Save Current Level as. I right click and say New Folder. I name this as Levels and then I give the level name as Level 1. I click on Save. I go to Edit, Project Settings, Maps and Modes. I set Editor Startup Map Level 1. I close it. Now, if I click on the play button, you see we don't have any character. So we are going to create a top-down game character step by step. For that, I need to import the 3D model and required animations. So I right click here, create a new folder. I call this as Meshes. Then I right click, create a new folder. I call this as SWAT Guy. I have already downloaded the SWAT Guy 3D model from mixamo.com. I am going to drag and drop it. I drag and drop. You can see that we got import content window. I go to skeletal meshes. Here I tick import skeletal meshes, tick create physics asset, animations, import animations, materials, tick import materials, textures, tick import textures and click on import. I say okay. You can see here our SKM SWAT Guy skeletal mesh is imported. I say save all, save selected. Next I import animations, right click, create new folder. I call it as animations. I import idle, walk and run animations, which I have already downloaded from mixamo.com website. Here I select the skeleton, that is SKM SWAT Guy skeleton, and click on import. You can see that the animations are imported. I say save all, save selected. Next we create the blueprint class. Right click, create a new folder. I call it as blueprints. In the blueprints folder I right click, create a blueprint class from character. I say here BP underscore player. I double click to open it. You can see BP player got open. First we select the mesh and here I select SKM SWAT Guy. You can see that SKM SWAT Guy is added. I place it properly. In Z axis I move down by 90 units and rotate it in Z axis by 90 degrees so that it looks forward. Set the capsule component and add spring arm. You can see spring arm is added. Then I add camera. I add camera. Camera should be the child of spring arm, guys. I change the angle here to -50. You can see that now the camera is looking down. That's what top-down game camera looks actually. Okay, and target arm length I set here 600, little back. Okay, next I say compile and save. Then I go back, right click, blueprint class, game mode base. I say here BP underscore player game mode. I double click to open it. In this I define default pawn class as BP player. Compile and save. Then I go to edit, project settings, maps and modes, select default game mode as BP player game mode. So when we play, what happens? First it goes to BP player game mode. In the BP player game mode it finds that okay, default pawn class is BP, default pawn class is BP player. So it spawns this BP player in the scene, guys. If I click on the play button, you see that we have our BP player spawned in the scene. Next, you can see it is not moving. We have to make it move around. To move around, we need to take help of input, that is keyboard inputs, right? When I press the W key, the character should move forward. When I press the S key, the character should move backward. When I press the D key, the character should move right. When I press the A key, the character should move left, right? So what I do here, I right click, create a new folder, call it as inputs. I right click, create input action, IA underscore move forward backward, move FB. I double click to open it, and value type we select here axis 1D float. Axis 1D float. Why? Because we are going to use two keys here. When I press the W key, we get 1. When I press the S key, we get -1. So we get value 1 and -1, and which we move in the X axis. So that's the reason value type we set here axis 1D. I save it and close. Then I create one more input action, right click, input, and say input action, IA underscore move LR, left right. I double click to open it. Here also I say axis 1D float. We're going to move it, we're going to move the character on Y axis, right? When I press the D key, we get 1. When I press the A key, we get -1. So I create two input actions. Okay. Next, right click, input mapping context, IMC underscore player. Input mapping context IMC underscore player. Here we map the keys, guys. So I open default key mappings, click on plus in front of mappings, and select here input action move forward backward. To move forward, we press W key, right? So I activate it and press W key. Then I click again plus in front of IA move FB, activate it and press S key to move backward. But S key, when we press the S key, we should get -1. So modifiers, we say here plus and select negate. Okay. When we press the W key, automatically from input action move forward backward, we get value 1. When we press the S key, we get -1, guys. Again, I click on plus in front of mappings and select input action move LR, left and right. To move right, we take help of the D key. So activate and press the D key. Again, I say plus, and here I activate and press the A key. When we press the A key, we should get negative value. So plus, and here I say negate, modifier negate. I save this and close. Now we have defined the key mappings. We go to event graph. On event begin play, we have to use this mapping context. So I right click here and say get player controller, and I say here enhanced local player subsystem, and then I search for is valid, connect it over here, and then I say add mapping context. I connect it and I add the mapping context, that is IMC player, right, where we have key mappings to actions. I delete these two nodes, right click and search for input action underscore move forward backward. See, from here we get the value, guys. We get 1 if we press the W key. If we press S key, we get -1. Here I drag and say add movement input. Add movement input. I connect the action value here. And then we have to tell the direction. Here I say get control rotation, right click, split struct pin, right click, get forward vector, because we have to move the character forward and backward. So get forward vector, right click, split struct pin, connect Z to Z, and then return value I connect to world direction. Now what happens here? When we press the W key, we get the scale value 1. Forward vector multiplied by 1 is forward vector. So character moves forward. When we press the S key, we get the scale value -1. Forward vector multiplied by -1, we get backward vector. So character moves backward, guys. Compile, save, go to level 1 and play. Now you see that if I press the W key, the character moves forward. When I press the S key, the character moves backward. So that is how we get the keyboard inputs and move. Next, I say here input action underscore move LR. Move LR, and I say here add movement input, same, and I give action value here. So what happens here? When we press the D key, we get 1. When we press the A key, we get -1. Next, we have to give the direction. So I right click here, get control rotation, right click, split struct pin. Here we use get right vector, not forward vector. We use get right vector because we have to move the character right and left. Right click, split struct pin. Here I connect X to X, Z to Z, and then I give return value here. So what happens here? When we press the D key, scale value will be 1. Right vector multiplied by 1 is right vector. So character moves right. When we press the A key, we get -1. So right vector multiplied by -1 is left vector. So character moves left side, guys. Compile, save, go to level 1 and play. You can see if I press the W key, character moves forward, S key backward, D key right, and A key left. Now what we need next? Next, character should look in the direction it is moving. Character should look in the direction it is moving, guys. So for that, what we do? We select the character movement component and search for orient rotation to movement. Orient rotation to movement I have ticked here. Compile, save, go to level 1 and play. You can see here still the character is not going to look in the direction it is moving. You can see that. So to rectify this, I select BP player self and search for control. Search for control, and you can see here it is telling use control rotation. Yeah, I have to untick it. Now it is not going to use control rotation. Yeah. If I say compile, save, go to level 1 and play, now you should see the character is going to look in the direction it is moving. You can see that it turns, but one small issue still we have. The issue that we have is the camera is also turning. You can see that the camera is also turning. That should not happen. So for that, what we do? We set the spring arm and change the rotation to world. That is absolute rotation. If I compile, save, go to level 1 and play, now you see that the character turns properly and the camera stays proper. So that is how you can orient rotation to movement you can implement, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood how we are going to create a top-down game character step by step. Next, we need to play animations on this character. So for that, I need to take help of animation blueprint. Right click, animation blueprint. I select skeleton and say create. I call this as ABP_player. I double click to open it. In the animation blueprint, we define the state machine. Right click and search for state machine. And I connect it over here. Open it. On entry, I add a state, call it as idle run state. I open it. Here, we need to play the idle walk and run animation, guys. For that, we take help of blend space. I right click here, go to animation and select blend space. Select the skeleton. I say here BS_player idle run. I open this. Here we define the horizontal axis name, that is speed. I give here speed. Then minimum 0, maximum 600. You can see minimum is 0 set, maximum is 600. Why 600? Because in the player, the character movement max walk speed is set to 600. Max walk speed is set to 600. That is the reason we give here maximum value 600. When speed is 0, it should play the idle animation. When speed is 300, it should play the walk animation. When speed is 600, it should play the run animation. So that is how we define the animation based on the speed. You can see if speed is 0, it plays the idle animation. I am holding the control key. If speed is 600, it plays the run animation, guys. So that is how we define which animation to play based on the speed value. I save this and close. Here we can easily search and say BS_player idle run. I connect this over here. Now, to play the idle walk run animation, the blend space needs the current speed of the player. We need current speed of this player here. How do we get the current speed? By going to event graph. In the event graph, we search for is valid. Is valid, I connect it over here. Now it checks whether there is a valid owner for this blueprint. Is there a valid owner for blueprint? At present there is no owner. Let's own it. I select the mesh and here I say animation class ABP player. Now ABP player is used in the BP player mesh on the mesh. So now there is a valid owner. As there is a owner, we can simply say get velocity we can get the velocity of the player, but we need actual speed of the player. So for that we search for vector length. This node gives us a single floating point value which indicates the current speed from 0 to 600. We are going to promote to variable. I call this as speed. You can see it gives a float value, single float value. I connect and say print string. I connect it over here and connect it over here to show you that it is returning the current speed of the player. Compile, save, go to level 1 and play. Now you see it is showing speed 0. When I press the W key, you can see it is showing 600. If I leave, 0. If I press the D key, you can see it is 600. If I leave the D key, you can see speed is 0. So we are getting the current speed, guys. We are getting the current speed in the animation blueprint. Now that speed we give to blend space to play the idle, walk and run animation. Compile, save and play and test. Now you see that our player is in the idle state, right? In the idle. If I press the W key, you can see now the player is running forward. If I press the S key, the player is running backward. Idle, walk and run, idle, walk and run. So that is how we create a top-down game character step by step, guys. We are using the keyboard input here, WASD keys, to move this character around. If you want to do any modification, you can do, guys, very easily. Like you can change the spring arm length. It is 600. If you want to see more area, like 1024 I set. Okay. Compile and save and play. Now we see more area, guys. You can see that we can see more area, right? If I go back and reduce the spring arm length to 600, compile, save, go to level 1 and play. Now we see the less area. So you can adjust many properties over here. I hope you guys have clearly understood how we can create a top-down game character step by step from scratch. I suggest you people to try this yourself. If you are trying along with me, definitely you will understand. If you still have any doubts, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to clear, guys. In the upcoming video tutorials, we discuss more about Unreal Engine game mechanics. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep gaming, keep sharing. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.